Hey there, nostalgia lovers! Welcome to Nostalgia Area. You think you remember the 90s? The decade of grunge, friends, and dial-up internet? I'm sure you do, but I'm willing to bet you've conveniently blocked out the truly bizarre stuff. From toys that caused citywide brawls to sodas that look like a science experiment gone wrong, we're about to spend the next 10 minutes proving the 90s were far weirder than you give them credit for. Let's start with a toy. A cute red furry monster from Sesame Street. Seems harmless, right? Well, in 1996, the Tickle Me Elmo doll wasn't just a fad. It was a full-blown public menace. This giggling toy, which sold for about $30, became so sought after that it caused absolute chaos. Shoppers literally stampeded through stores. In one widely reported incident in Canada, a crowd of 300 people rushed for a stock of 48 dolls.
Do you have any more Tickle Me Elmo dolls? I need a Tickle Me Elmo doll.
And a store clerk was trampled in the frenzy and had to be hospitalized. People were scalping Elmos for up to $1,500. That's right, a giggling, vibrating red fur ball was worth more than a PlayStation. The craze was so intense it led to fistfights, arrests, and at least one clerk ended up in the hospital, all for a doll that literally mocked you every time you touched it. The 90s were a wild time for snacks, but nothing tops the baffling existence of Orbitz. Pitched as a texturally enhanced alternative beverage, it was basically a non-carbonated fruit drink with tiny colorful gelatin balls just floating in it. They didn't sink, they didn't rise to the top, they just hovered there, defying gravity and all common sense thanks to a special gelatin gum ingredient. The taste was often compared to cough syrup, and the real show was the sensation of chewing your drink.
Lists of being one of the worst products ever made, next to tomato ketchup.
Like somebody liquefied Jell-O, bottled it, and said, yeah, this is fine. Drinking Orbitz was basically like sipping on a lava lamp your mom told you not to touch. It was launched in 1996, and shocker, was gone by 1998. Fashion in the 90s was all about extremes, and nothing was more extreme than JNCO jeans. These weren't just baggy pants, they were denim parachutes. We're talking leg openings up to 50 inches wide. They were so comically large that some schools started banning them, calling them a tripping hazard. Which makes sense, kids weren't just hiding their Walkmans in there. They could probably smuggle in a full vending machine. JNCOs weren't jeans, they were denim Airbnbs. Every raver and skater kid had to have a pair, proving that in the 90s, practicality was way less important than having the widest pants in the room. If you were alive and breathing in 1996, you were not immune. The Macarena wasn't just a song. It was a global psychological event that infected every wedding, prom, and sporting event on the planet. A Spanish dance pop hit that came with its own simple, hypnotic arm movements. It was completely inescapable. For one solid year, the entire world was in a collective trance. Turning and clapping to a song most of us didn't even understand. Then, almost as quickly as it arrived, it vanished by 1997, leaving all of us to ask, what just happened? And here we have another toy that drove well-adjusted adults to complete madness: Beanie Babies. These were simple, understuffed plush toys that somehow created a full-blown financial speculation bubble. Adults were treating $5 beanbags like gold, hoarding rare editions and consulting price guides with the intensity of Wall Street traders.
We're coming to you live at the Hollywood Bowl, where fans of all ages are just flocking.
Except instead of buying Apple stock, they were fighting over a pastel-colored platypus named Patty. And if you saved your Beanie Babies hoping they pay for college, congrats, you now own a Rubbermaid bin of crushed dreams. People genuinely believed these things would pay for their kids' college. The craze was linked to all sorts of crime, from theft to a man who was tragically killed over a dispute that reportedly involved the toys. It was a strange collective delusion. We're only halfway through and it's already getting weird. What was the strangest 90s trend you were a part of? Let us know in the comments. And hey, if you're enjoying this bizarre trip down memory lane, slap that subscribe button like it's a 90s slap bracelet. And if you want to actually own some of this 90s weirdness, we dropped links below. Just don't blame us if you end up with a closet full of Beanie Babies. You couldn't be a cool guy in the late 90s without one very specific hairdo. Frosted tips. This look involved bleaching just the tips of your aggressively spiked hair.
The funny thing is, this isn't even the most product I've ever had in my hair.
You get really good Wi-Fi with this, all the HBO channels.
Then encasing the whole thing in what felt like a helmet of hair gel. Every single member of every boy band had this look, and an entire generation of guys followed suit, walking around with crunchy, permanently wet-looking spikes. It's one of those trends we can all be grateful has not made a serious comeback. In the late 90s, one of the biggest stars on television wasn't a person. It was a Spanish-speaking Chihuahua who was obsessed with fast food. The Yo Quiero Taco Bell ad campaign was a massive cultural phenomenon. For 3 solid years, this little dog was everywhere, on TV and on t-shirts, relentlessly trying to get his paws on a chalupa. When you look back, the idea of a talking dog becoming the face of a giant fast food chain is just,
I think I need a bigger dog.
peak 90s absurdity. Long before the energy drink boom of the 2000s, there was Surge. This bright green, citrus-flavored soda was the 90s kids' version of rocket fuel. Marketed with an extreme attitude, it was a hyper-caffeinated blast that had slightly more caffeine than its rival, Mountain Dew. It was the forbidden fruit of the soda aisle, the kind of drink your parents probably warned you about.
You could find Surge in Coca-Cola's freestyle soda machines across the United States.
Its devoted followers mourned its discontinuation for years, proving the 90s would guzzle down anything as long as it was neon, extreme, and borderline hazardous. Surge was basically the liquid version of JNCO jeans, loud, oversized, and guaranteed to make your parents nervous. In 1999, a single Budweiser ad managed to change the way an entire generation answered the phone. The commercial just featured a group of friends yelling "Wassup" at each other with more and more enthusiasm. That's it. That was the whole ad. But it became an instant cultural touchstone, a viral sensation before going viral was even really a thing.
Watching game, having a bud. True.
It was simple, it was goofy, and it was a profoundly weird piece of advertising that perfectly captured the nonsensical humor of the decade. Music videos got pretty strange in the 90s, but nothing prepared the world for Aphex Twins' Come to Daddy. This wasn't a music video, it was a 5-minute horror film. It featured a gang of screaming children, all with the distorted, grinning face of the artist himself, running wild through a bleak industrial wasteland. Then, a terrifying skeletal creature screams its way out of a television set. It was disturbing, it was nightmarish, and it aired on MTV, scarring an entire generation of unsuspecting viewers for life. From shopping riots over a giggling puppet, to sodas you had to chew, to music videos that still haunt our dreams, the 90s were a beautiful, chaotic mess. We survived jeans we could camp in, a dance craze that felt like hypnosis, and enough hair gel to single-handedly destroy the ozone layer. So next time you think of the 90s, don't just picture Friends reruns or grunge music. Remember the Elmo riots, the lava lamp soda, and the neon sugar water we called Surge. The 90s weren't just weird. They were unapologetically, wonderfully ridiculous. What other bizarre 90s moments did we miss? Drop them in the comments and let's keep this nostalgia party going. And hey, if you want to relive the chaos yourself, we've left links below to everything from Elmo to JNCO jeans. Buyer's remorse included, free of charge. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay nostalgic.